Alright, hello and welcome everybody to a Innistrad Flashback Draft. Got some exciting stuff today. Let's get this up a little bit. Alright, so Innistrad, Triple Innistrad, very, very popular format, very, very interesting and fun format. Let's see here. I should kind of like Avacyn's Pilgrim a little bit. Blazing Torch is very good. Pretty all-around good removal spell. Essence of the Wild, 6 mana, 6/6. But every other creature you play is also a 6/6. I don't know if that's any good. I feel like that's not very good. Cloistered Youth is very good. Full Moon's Rise is okay. I'm going to take Cloistered Youth. It could be that the Essence of the Wild is just like out of this world good in this format. Probably should have taken it, but I just don't know. I think this format is kind of quick enough. Although there's not super great removal, so Boneyard Worm is pretty solid. Ludovic's Test Subject. If you're a blue stall deck, this can be okay. Seems like a lot of stuff has to go right though. Chapelgeist is pretty solid. Lantern Spirit is pretty solid. Spectral Flight is pretty good. A lot of other stuff. I think I'm going to go with Lantern Spirit and go see if Blue-White Flyers is open. Ooh, Victim of Night is really good. Urgent Exorcism, good sideboard. Mask of Avacyn. Skirstag Cultist is pretty sweet. Spidery Grasp is pretty good. Frightful Delusion. Victim of Night. One of the better cards. Although there's a lot of vampires, werewolves, and zombies you want to kill. I think we'll take Voiceless Spirit and stick to this blue-white beats kind of thing. Demon Metal Hauberk can be good. Paraceline, not super great here. Bonds of Faith is really solid. Thraben Sentry is actually pretty darn solid as well. If you can flip it. Even if you can't flip it reliably, I think it's still pretty good. I'm going to take Bonds of Faith. This is removal and or pump. Either of which is very, very good. I think it's better than the other options, though not by too much. Ooh, Sulphur Falls. How much are you, Foil Sulphur Falls? Not a lot. Okay. Other than that, we have Scob Goliath, which can be pretty good. Silver Inlaid Dagger is pretty solid, especially if we're kind of on the beatsy plan. Moment of Heroism is very good. I think I'm going to take this Silver Inlaid Dagger. We're not on humans, but those 2+0 on a bunch of flyers can be pretty sweet. Okay, Bitterheart Witch isn't very good. Abattoir Ghoul is very good, though. Gruesome Deformity isn't great. Stitch Strike can be pretty solid. So here it's between Abattoir Ghoul and Stitch Strike. I think we've seen a fair amount of black, though. Abattoir Ghoul is just really good. I think we're going to take that and keep the options open. Feeling of Dread is very good at getting damage through, so we'll take that. I forgot that was a thing. Markov Patrician. Nothing here that's too good. Good sideboard card. Also a pretty good sideboard card if they run a lot of vampires. I think Markov Patrician could help us win races, though. It looks like we're probably gonna be blue, but we'll take it for now. Ooh. Night Hares is interesting. Fortress Crab is good for dirtling up. I'll take another Feelings of Dread, though. I don't know if we run to... Sidebowl actually isn't too bad. Ghoul Caller's Chant can be okay. Purify the Grave, good sideboard card. Skeletal Grimace actually is not the worst, because you can put it on like a flyer. You can get it going. Yeah, that's probably just better. Ghostly Possession. Brain Weevil. Altar's Reap. Not the best. Not the best, but not the worst. Definitely gonna need some more direction here. I feel like I'm missing something. Really did not get much out of any of that. Okay. That does take us in a direction. So Falconwrath Noble. Diagraph Ghoul isn't too bad either. Falconwrath Noble is definitely one of the best cards in the set, however. Doom Traveler is pretty sweet too. Hopefully that comes back around. Selfless Cathar. Ghoul Razor is pretty sweet for the zombie deck. Isolated Chapel wouldn't be bad either, but we're going to take Falconwrath while we can. Which means we want to do more of the sacrifice kind of thing. Battleground Geist is pretty sweet when you're doing the whole spirits thing. This is a good card to go. I think we're kind of off it, though. We didn't really get too much. This is like the first sign of really getting anything. Unburial Rites could be pretty sweet. I think that'll come back around, though. I think I might want this Thraben Sentry. I think we're still on kind of an aggressive plan here. Maybe want Markov Patrician. Maybe want Skeletal Grimace. Brain Weevil, I'm just not really sure about. Altar's Reap, maybe. If we can pick up a few Doom Travelers, it might be better. Okay. Actually seen a couple interesting decks with Stitcher's Apprentice based around it. It's a pretty good sacrifice kind of thing. Bitterheart Witch just is 5 mana, 1/2 Death Touch. Just is not really making it. Forbidden Alchemy. is probably the best card. We'd have to get rid of white, though. I think we'll go with Stitcher's Apprentice. There might be something weird here. Onward Watch Keep. Was not too bad. Ghoul Collar Bell, Geist Flame. Makeshift Mauler is okay. Hollow End Scavenger is pretty good. We're kind of far from green. Kind of far from a lot of things. This is a very weird one. I think I'm going to take Makeshift Mauler, though. Oh. Okay. So we have another Cloistered Youth. Tangible Virtues, whatever. Sharpened Pitchfork isn't too bad. Slayer of the Wicked is great. Absolutely great. I think it's better than Cloistered Youth. You have Moon Heron as well. So now we have Silver Chase Fox is fine. A couple of good green cards. I wonder if green was open and I just didn't see it. But we definitely want more 2-drops. There's also Unruly Mob if we want to go for more of a killer creatures kind of thing. That may be better. Let's go with Unruly Mob. Another Feeling of Dread. Night Terrors is probably the best. Another Abattoir Ghoul. Spectral Flight. Ghoul Callers. Chant. We'll go with Abattoir Ghoul. You have a lot of 4-drops, so... There's Selfless Cathar. Also Diregraph Ghoul. And the Ghoul Razor. How many zombies do we have right now? Pretty much just 2. I'm actually going to take this Selfless Cathar. Walking Corpse is fine. Nothing exciting. We'll take a Wooden Stake now. Spare from Evil can be pretty good. It might be better than Feeling of Dread if we're not going to run blue. Hopefully we'll pick up some good stuff in this last pack. Oh, like that. Alright, so you have Vampire Interloper is pretty good. Deranged Assistant, another Geist. Moorcrypt Banshee is actually really good. Blazing Torch is solid. Corpse Lunge can be good, but okay, so Lunarch is sweet. Ooh. Well, there's, jeez, we could have had the best green deck ever. Sensory Deprivation is a nice black card. Travel Preparations, another one of the best kind of cards of the set. If you're in green, it's worth splashing white. Definitely. Just for that. I think Spectral Rider is the best here. Definitely could have had a sweet green deck, though. Upon reflection. It was really hard to tell. Burning Vengeance, one of my favorites. I guess I'm not super keen on taking another 4-drop. But definitely not keen on that. Nor am I keen on anything else, so I guess we'll take it. Ooh, Evil Twin's pretty good. So is Rally the Peasants. Rally the Peasants can help us get through damage. Probably take Elder Cathar, though. Fills out the curve nicely. Lost in the Mist. I mean, definitely some good green, though. Runic Repetition. Evil Twin could be interesting. I don't know if at this point we want to go that many colors, though. We'll just stick with Elder Cathar. Ooh, Deadweight is great. Great card. So is Typhoid Rats, but take the removal. Right now we are very heavy on the 4-drops. And we don't really have any way to bump up to go from 2 to 4. They are good 4-drops, though. Ooh. Rune Chanter's Pike is interesting. Really don't have any instants or sorceries, though. Claustrophobia is a great card. But I think it's Village Bellringer. It's a little late to go back to blue. I think we got to stick with what we got. Hopefully this Macaeus Lunarch gets us there. If we just draw that every game, I think we're golden. Another Unruly Mob isn't too bad. It's not great, but it's not too bad. You do get better with more 2-drops, but we could run Feelings of Dread and then Splash Blue. Range Assistant is a nice way to go from 2 to 4, but okay. I think we're more of a Vampire Interloper deck. Corpse Lunge. What do we have for removal? We have Bonds of Faith, Deadweight, Slayer. You have a lot of creatures. We have ways to get through. Yeah, I think Interloper is just going to be too good. Ghoul Razor. I don't think we're quite going to run Ghoul Razor, but Feelings of Dread. Runic Repetition. Thank you, Rooftop Storm. Things and things and things. Now you have kind of a weird curve. I think our general plan is going to be try and get through with our flyers. Silver Inlaid Dagger. Try and build up forces. Some powerful 4-drops. And then spare from evil and try and get through a bunch of damage all at once. I think at the long game we can do pretty much that. I don't think Wooden Snake's very good. Skeletal Grimace worth running. Regeneration is pretty nice. Is it better than Night Terrors? Night Terrors can kind of stop us from getting rocked by an opponent. I think it's between Night Terrors and Skeletal Grimace. I think Night Terrors is probably better here, but could be wrong about that. Could I run? I feel like I need the mana. I think I should still run 17 lands. 9 and 8. Actually, we might want to go 10-7, just so we can make sure we Spectral Rider. Yeah, I like that. Okay, interesting turnout for the draft. We'll see how we do with it, and I will catch you guys for the first game. Alright, welcome to the first game and match. We are on the draw with 4 drops and a 1 drop. So I think this is a mulligan. Okay, this one's a little better. If we find a land, then we have more stuff to do. So I'm going to keep it. And alright. I will keep double white for Spectral Rider. We will need to draw a black. So now we have a few options. I feel like Spectral Rider is just the best option. Opponent could play a white creature. Ooh, Butcher's Cleaver is crazy good. Okay. Could have also got Machias the Lunarch going. Both of these can attack through. Opponent is going to give it probably going to attack with it. Butcher's Cleaver is so good. This is probably one of the best cards in the set. So he equips it, and then we're just kind of losing out. So this is not good for us. We hit for 5, then they're back up. That takes their whole turn. So we play Machias the Lunarch on 2. The question is whether we attack with this or not. or if we just spend the whole turn. I think we don't. And I think we play this guy. We take one, but if opponent equips and bashes, we block and trade. Okay, in that case we do nothing. Hollow Hinge Scavenger, okay. Well, we can't get through with this, so yeah, we're just going to attack for 2. One attacks with Hollow Hinge. Sure. We'll take 4. One still hasn't used their Butcher's Cleaver yet. Well, there's an Essence of the Wild. This really is not good for us. Opponent curved out very well. 3, 4, 5, 6. And they're all very powerful. We did not get out quite fast enough. Oh, just that? That's alright. I think we're actually going to just chump here. Ugh. I can't regenerate this. So we attack, this block's here, this block's here, these trade, this doesn't trade. Opponent can't get lifelink, so we could, if we attack here and here, this becomes 5, then we can block there. Opponent can get in for quite a bit. If we could play our hand, this might be better. I think we're going to... We could chomp with this, too. So we attack for 3. They're down to 8. And then the next turn... Yeah, I think we just wait. We lose 1 there. on attacks, and they can regen now. Okay. So if we jump here with Macias, block here, eat, take 8, then the next turn we attack with all of these, and we could die here. Alternatively, we could we could block and chomp, but then we don't really have enough to win. Or we could block, chomp. Those trade, this eats. Then we have... that doesn't seem very good. Oh, man. So we have 7 trample damage, plus 4 intimidate, plus this. So they have to play 2 things, but they're copies of Essence of the Wild. So if they play 2 creatures, then we're just dead. But that does give us the best chance at winning. Otherwise, then we have like this versus these 3. I guess, because if we trade, presumably, if they have nothing, then we can attack with this, chomp, and then attack with this again. Is that better? That's based on the fact that they have nothing. And then this configuration is based on the fact that they also have nothing. And this configuration seems better. Although if they have a pump spell. If they have a pump spell, we're dead anyway. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to block, say go. I also could have another one of these dudes, but we would have been dead anyway, regardless. So this way, if they have like one creature and they were sandbagging a land, then they're still just dead. So let's see how this goes. What do you got, opponent? All right. Okay. Took a risky line, but that time it paid off, and we couldn't even play our stuff. So, fortunately, Ghostly Possession is not very good because we're winning by direct damage. Feeling of Dread could be pretty solid. Altar's Reap. Skeletal Grimace seems pretty good at kind of, we could have a chump blocker and then get in with our flyers. So repeated chump blocker. I think easy switch is Feeling of Dread for Spare from Evil. I think it's also kind of a freebie. To do an island for the thing. That's probably not worth it, actually. I think Skeletal Grimace. I think Night Terrors is pretty good because it can take like a big heavy hitter. Abattoir Ghoul doesn't seem quite as good. Could be though. I guess Thraben Sentry. Thraben Sentry might not be quite as good. We'll try that. Okay, so now we have 5 lands. Yeah, we'll keep, I guess. We have 2-3. And we just gotta hope we draw decently. 4-drop is a pretty... a little late for you, Deuterino. Not blocking. We will attack with Unholy Fiend. Play this Elder Cathar. Opponent plays a Midnight Haunting. Their deck looks more aggressive this time. Oh, that's not good. Yeah, that's definitely one of the best decks, or best things they could have had. Okay, so they do it that way. We can't block these. We could block this, and then this gets +1/+1. Otherwise, we're down to 9, and then this kills us in 2 turns. Okay, we go 5, so we're down to 9. We take them down to 12. We would have to draw something pretty good. I think we chump block. Well, that is, that's something. Fortunately, the Unholy Fiend will kill us. We do have feelings of dread, though, which may be enough. Depending on what they have. That's not too scary. Too many white cards here. Only real option is to attack. Okay. Definitely one of the spirits. I think maybe the Hamlet captain. Probably just the other spirit. On an attacks with both, likely. We block Hamlet dude because we have to. Oof. Playing this pre-combat because this gives us options. Opponent smites the monstrous. Well, that was a perfect card, so we could get them down to I might have just done that. Alright, vampire, werewolf, zombie, spirit, horror. Yeah. That one just gets it. Cannot do anything with that. Travel preparations is annoying. All right. I think we just run it back. I think we just got a little bit out aggroed. This hand, on the other hand, is pretty sweet. Transform. And definitely led with Cloistered Youth, because this turn then I can have the option of playing Vampire Interloper and Selfless Cathar, which I do want to do. Opponent plays Ambush Viper. Sure. Trade some damage. We will play Abattoir Ghoul. That was the only thing I could think they have, and it didn't really matter, so. Unruly Mob. And I'm actually going to leave this guy back. Well, doesn't make a lot of sense now that I think about it. We will play out our land in case we draw Micaeus. So the opponent have another 2-drop. Place travel preparations on both of them. So we certainly attack with Vampire Interloper. I think we also attack with Abattoir Ghoul. Oh, and probably should have attacked with Unruly Mob. That was me clicking through too fast. Opponent can choose to transform Cloistered Youth. I don't know if I would in their circumstance. I don't know their hand though. Well, that's what they needed, was another 2-drop to go with this travel preparations. Sure. Now we pass what would be a great draw. Wow, Feelings of Dread. Would be great. Bell Ringers isn't going to get much better because we're not attacking. Right now we're just waiting for their life to slowly die. I think we're going to let it go this time around. We still have the option to top deck pretty well. And they could have Smite the Monstrous. They were hoping to get us with that. So can we win right now? Well, those are all humans, so we can't attach Bonds of Faith to that. So we could attach it to Unruly Mob or Village Bellringer. And then we have like block, 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 get in for 3. And then they die on their turn. Or we could attack, attack, hit this. Let's see, because if we do it on this, block, block, block. We gain 3 though. That's a nice part. If we attack here, he kind of has to block though. Just with these two. Problem is if he can gain life on his turn. But if we block, block, or even double block, because if he takes it, he's just dead. If he trades, then this guy's big, which means next turn he might be dead. What could he have though? Because if we like trade off our board, and he has some way to get rid of this or gain life, then we're staring down a whole heck of a lot of trouble. I think that's good though. Like we get in 3 for sure, and then this just kills him. He has one turn to come out with something. Otherwise, if we do this, he probably has a couple turns because he blocks. But then this turns, and then he goes down to 3. Then we hit this, and then we're swinging in with this dude who can get into this guy. No, I think it's... I think it's better to do this. Don't give him options. Maybe the other way was better. Because we attack with these. Then you like block blocks. I forgot about the Hamlet Captain. That's alright. Hamlet Captain would have complicated things anyway. Now he has to have another travel preparations. Moment of heroism. Something like that. Good call. Except now we're in great position. Because we pretty much just eat his board here. So now he has to come up with a bunch of stuff. Yeah, so that one, the line we took, close call, but I actually do, like, now in hindsight it's easier to see because of the smite the monstrous. But I do think that aggressive line was probably a little bit better given our deck, and given the opponent's deck. Less time for them to do stuff. They have to, yeah, because they have to do something about it. So they have to smite the monstrous. There's definitely ways that we could have got owned, but if it was like travel preparations or, you know, something else, we would have got, or the moment of heroism, we would have got owned anyway, regardless of the line we took. So I think this way was better. Anyway, that's the first match. I will see you guys for the second match. Alright, hello and welcome to the second match of our Flashback Innistrad draft. This hand is fine, so we're going to keep. Nothing super duper exciting, but fine. It's a bit better. It's a better 2-drop than Unruly Mob. Yeah, so that's what we're gonna play. Fortunately, the opponent does not spend his turn pumping. Attack. Opponent plays Ambush Viper. Not too big of a deal. We're going to play Markov Patrician. This helps in the race, as well as next turn we can play Thraben Sentry. Don't block, because opponent can pump. Now, if opponent plays something we can trade with... Okay. So we actually... Zombie horror. So this guy's big enough that we're just gonna stop it from doing anything, and then we're gonna get in for 3, and the race is going our way as of yet. Stitcher's Apprentice, okay. That will probably trade with the Patrician, potentially. Opponent might want to sack this first. So now we have the option, we can either Thraben Sentry, and attack. We could attack with both, or we could play another Unruly Mob and Night Terrors. See what's in our opponent's hand. I feel like they aren't going to block here. But they might have like another Ambush Viper. Is it better to have Thraben Sentry or Unruly Mob? So if we Night Terrors now, we might have more information. Yeah, let's actually Night Terrors now. Mulch and a Traveler's Amulet. We're going to take this Mulch then. And Unruly Mob. And we'll trade. Gladly grow our Unruly Mobs. Interloper can't block. He can start getting in. I think what I'm going to do is just play this Thraben Sentry, though. I think we're going to pass. Opponent's creating this wall. I'll get a 2-2 out of this. Swamp. Playing 4 colors. That's bold. So Forbidden Alchemy. Which one do they pick? I guess we don't know. Forest, Avacyn's Pilgrim Forest. No sense in attacking. We really don't have any good attacks. This just gets eaten. Just gonna take this. we're just trading damage here, so opponent needs to add more to the board. Okay. In case anything weird and funky happens. And we play our Abattoir Ghoul. Now we're blocking a whole lot of stuff. Ooh, okay. And get in for 4 here. Could attack with the Abattoir Ghoul, but then we're kind of stuck. Like, we could trade a 1-for-1 with any of those. Just don't know if it's worth it. Lumber Knot, okay. Cannot pump the Dark Thicket Wolf. Ooh. What does that do? That complicates everything. That was a good draw. So the opponent cannot pump this guy. So if we get in, I don't think Abattoir Ghoul really matters. If we attack with everything, these can get pumped twice. So this becomes a 4-4, this becomes a 3-3. This becomes a 3-3. This is a 3-2. This is a 5-2. So I think we would just want to get in 5 damage in the air, right? Over just like jumping this, essentially. This also gets pumped up by 1. But we have very good attacks no matter what the opponent does. And they can keep growing this Lumber Knot the longer we wait. And our unruly mobs don't get buffed, because this is whenever a creature dies, which is very good. Trade, eat, eat. If we sack this, then we get 5, 8, so it's not killing. But then this is it next turn. They didn't attack with the Lumber Knot, so you'd save this, and this actually flips, right? Yeah, so it's actually... This actually gets more damage through. Is that lethal? An extra 4 damage? Yeah. Alright. First game goes to us. Well, it's got an interesting deck. Spare from Evil seems better than Feeling of Dread. Purify the Grave could be interesting. Gruesome Deformity, Altar's Reap. Skeletal Grimace could be okay. But they do have Silent Departure, so I'm actually just going to run it back. I think it seems relatively solid. We'll have to watch out because they do have a couple of Ambush Vipers. No black mana, but we have plenty of turns to draw it. Or we could just get it right away. Never didn't have it. Pardon me. Let's start with Cloistered Youth. Or another creature dies. Oh, then yes, I am going to transform it. And I'm going to play one of my 3-drops this turn, because then I can play 2 2-drops. I doubt they're... well, you can't kill it anyway. So I could play Elder Cathar. I could play Markov Patrician. I feel like... yeah, I feel like Markov Patrician is just the play. The next turn we can drop this Thraben Sentry. It's likely to die. Don't block. Another Occultist. I can block here. And mill themselves. Get rid of their Lumberknot, Mulch, and Ambush Viper. Spends their turn silent departuring. Defender and protection from zombies. So now we could Night Terror Selfless Cathar. We could Thraben Sentry Chump. We could Interloper Unruly Mob. We know they have stuff in hand. And they could Flashback Silent Departure. Great Bramble is a good one. I feel like with Selfless Cathar, we probably want to get more creatures down. We'll just pass. We'll take our 1. We've got a lot of turns, so... Opponent plays Forbidden Alchemy. Looking for a land, maybe. Looks like Ambush Viper. Just going to attack with the Interloper. If we Night Terrors, they play Ambush Viper. I think we just play, yeah, Elder Cathar plus Selfless Cathar. Again, we just kind of want to fill out our board a little bit. As soon as we can get past this guy. Makeshift Mauler, okay. That's also a good blocker. I think we'll hold on to Night Terrors for now. Traveler's Amulet. Sack it for a land. Silent Departure, the Interloper. Okay. It's not particularly good. So I could play Night Terrors now. It doesn't seem like they have a lot of good stuff in their hand. I think I just want to play these two, pass the turn, and then next turn I can clear the way with Night Terrors. Boneyard Worm. And a Woodland Sleuth. See what the last card in their hand is. So these each turn into 6/5s. 6/5, 6/5. 3/3. I haven't quite done the math, but it does not end well for them. Mills themselves. They go down to 1. Spidery Grasp. Oh, they found a Gavany Township. That's what they were doing. Now they have a turn to find an answer to this interloper. This militia can do some work too. If we get our they're playing spider spawning, eh? Well, that is unfortunate. Would have definitely stalled the game out. Well, I had an interesting deck. It just didn't work that time. But their loss is our gain this time around. So that's match 2. I'll see you guys for match 3. Alright, welcome to match 3. We're going to keep this hand. We have 2, 3, 4 all in white. We have plenty of time to find a black. Ooh, Avacyn's Pilgrim is good. That accelerates them out nice. Slayer of the Wicked is going to be sweet. They do get to get in. There's villagers if they wish. Not too much we can do about it. We let that go. They might just flip it. Nope. They're going to kill our Spectral Rider. So we can either Elder Cathar or Night Terrors. I'm actually, because we have Slayer next turn, I'm going to Night Terrors this turn. And boy, am I glad I did. We're going to take this Travel Preparations and leave them with an Ambush Viper. Travel Preparations would have made these into a hassle. Opponent flips. We play Slayer of the Wicked. Opponent plays Ambush Viper. Attacks. We say no thank you. Avacyn's Pilgrim. So now if we attack, he can double block. And flip this Thraben Sentry. Or he can play 2 of these. Kind of like the threat of... well, then this is just trumped by the Ambush Viper. So I'm actually going to play Unruly Mob. And I'm going to attack. I definitely don't mind trading creatures. Because there are Travel Preparations deck. So they want creatures. Oh, we're just going to play out our stuff. Get in with these two. Definitely willing to trade Ambush Viper for one of these now. Or trade 2 Pilgrims. Yes, transform. Yes, transform. And then play this Abattoir Ghoul. Pass a turn. And we set ourselves up pretty good. Ooh, Sever the Bloodline. That's pretty sweet. Opponent can sever next turn. But they have to chomp, so... They actually have to double chomp. I don't think they did the math. Deadweight's good. Okay, so we want Purify the Grave. Spare from Evil comes out. Feeling of Dread comes in. I think we take a Plains out for this Purify the Grave. Could do Skeletal Grimace over Night Terrors, but if we can catch them with travel preparations in their hand, I definitely want to leave that in. Fearsome Deformity. Ghostly Possession isn't very good. Yeah, I think we'll just run it like that. Alright. This hand looks great, actually. 2 into 3. One of our better 2-drops. Definitely going to keep this one. Traveler's Amulet. Ooh. Deadweight's pretty sweet. Sack Traveler's Amulet. Get a swamp. Play a swamp. Play Diregraph Dude. So we could play Cloistered Youth or Interloper. I think Interloper is more likely to keep getting in. Next turn we could play these two if we wanted. We could play Night Terrors. Villagers. So if the opponent has travel preparations, things are pretty bad for us. So yeah, I'm going to play Night Terrors. Whoa. Essence of the Wild, Silver Inlaid Dagger, which is good, Somberwald Spider, which is good, and another Villagers. I'm going to take this Dagger. Although Villagers is pretty annoying. +3/+0 is also pretty annoying, though. But it's a body we don't really care about. Essence, opponent's pretty far from Essence of the Wild. It's either Dagger or this Villagers. Extra Villagers. I'm gonna get rid of this Dagger. And attack. So I played the Swamp. They did find another forest. So now they play the Villagers. Thraben Sentry, not great. Definitely don't want these guys to flip. Yeah. Do you play Noble here? I feel like we do. And we get in for 5. So we have Feeling of Dread that can save us for a turn or two. Ambush Viper was a bad draw for us. So now was jeez, how did they draw so perfect there? So now we could block ambush. Take 8. Go to 10. Hope to draw a land. Or we could block this. Yeah. I think we're racing here. So we get 2 triggers on this one. Stupid grave dude. So we could tap it down, attack for 5. Village Bellringer. Or we could get in for 2, 7, and then play. We go down to 2. Let's see. They still have those two in. If they play Somberwald Spider, then we're kind of hosed. But if we play 2 things on their turn, so we tap down, say, these 2, then they attack with a 4/6, we can chump, but they can attack. Oh, they don't know. So then they'd be at 7. and then 5. And we're at 2. Yeah, so I think we get in for 2. And we wait. So now we've Feeling of Dread. You do those two, then he just blocks. He's definitely going to think something is up. Yeah, alright. Well, that one just kills me directly. What would we have drawn? Nothing too great. Feeling of Dread there was pretty good. Would Spare from Evil have been better? I feel like no. Is Night Terrors better than like Skeletal Grimace? I also think no. I'm going to try it like that. We'll keep. This hand could fall flat. It could be really good. Alright, Plains off the top was a great draw. Play Voiceless Spirit, attack, get the beats in. We finally draw our Lunarch friend as well. And in fact, I think we play him. And right now we want to race. Travel preparations. Opponent gets in for 6. Yeah, that was pretty good. Definitely okay with racing here. Especially because we can kill him next turn. Unless he can do something. Opponent gets in for 3. Sure. Like they're just dead, right? Am I crazy? All right. Sweet, sweet, sweet. Got there. Okay, so that was Innistrad Flashback Draft. Hope you guys enjoyed. Those were some pretty sweet, fun games. And I will catch you guys next time.